Hey, what's up guys? My name is RobJr and this is my channel, Creative Rob. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a oil painting on a triangle canvas, 16 inch by 16 by 16, and I'm going to be doing somewhat of a realistic eye. I titled this When I Open. So let's get on. To start off, I am creating a grid 1 inch by 1 inch, 1 inch apart. Each line is 1 inch apart. So what I did is my reference photo I put in Photoshop and pretty much created a triangle and created a grid with the lines 1 inch apart in Photoshop, and then I did the same thing on the actual canvas, so that way I can look at Photoshop and look at the grid I created and use the grid to draw this out perfectly the first time. I find this method's pretty I like to do this rather than drawing it straight out without the grid, because you don't always get the results that you want. This way, it just takes one time and it's done. It's good the first time rather than adjusting over and over until it's right. Anyway, it's just my preferred method. So what I found is the more I design the painting and the more time I spend on the sketch, usually the better the painting is. Now this method, you do have to worry about the lines, and here I am using an eraser to erase some of them, but I'm not that worried about it. I've also in the past, if you're worried about the lines showing through, erase what you can and use some white acrylic paint to brush over that and use a blow dryer to dry it, and you won't even see the lines. And I've done this quite a bit too. But here, I wasn't too worried. I just erased what I could. I knew I was going to be painting over this. I was going to be spending a lot of time. This painting took me about 4.5 hours and a couple days. So this isn't a la prima style. That's my favorite to do, but this one's it seems the more realistic you go, the longer it takes, and you need to do special things like when the paint's dry, you can put glazes over that, which you can't do with the a la prima style. So here I am mixing my colors. Just trying to match up as best as I can. So I go in, I start roughly, with the base color of the eye, or the pupil. Actually, that's not the pupil, let's see it. I forgot what that's called. The iris, maybe. I'm using the liner brush, and I'm just slowly adding detail, but this is the rough detail. You start going in with light detail. You slowly build it up. I'm sorry, you can go back to sleep. Go ahead. And so back to the painting. So now I'm so what I've done is start with the base color, and the base is usually the mid-tone, and I slowly go in and just start adding detail. These are little rivets that you see in the eye. Yeah, really, this is my first time. This is my first time trying to do a realistic eye, and it was a lot of fun. I think the hardest part for me, would probably be the skin. You know, in some of these highlight parts, close up, you can see skin texture, and that's not the easiest thing to do. I've had a lot of experience doing that detail. I mean, that's kind of hyper realistic, which this is not. This is just, you know, somewhat realistic. Definitely not hyper realistic. Maybe it's close. I don't know. I don't paint realistic that often. I do occasionally for practice, and sometimes I just get in the mood to do it. And one thing to remember when painting an eye is the white of the eye is never white, just the highlights. The lightest highlight will be white. Other than that, it's more of a gray, but you know, with the color of your skin and eye, it kind of appears to be white. Closer to the skin here and here, it's going to reflect some skin tone, and around the eye, the iris, it will actually reflect a little bit of the color on the white of the eye. And then you're going to have your shadow from the eyelid here and the eyelashes, and there'll be a smaller shadow here. So what was fun about this, and well, the way I came up with the idea to do one eye is, well, I've seen a lot of people doing the lips. You know, it's really popular right now. Painting very glossy, sexy lips. Apparently that's the thing to do. Anyway, I was at Hobby Lobby, and you know, their canvases are like 50% off right now, so you might want to go check that out. And I saw this triangle canvas, and I thought it'd be fun to do something different. And of course, for me, the first thing I saw when looking at this, or that came to mind, was the all-seeing eye. You know, the in the pyramid, you can see it on the back of the dollar bill. Although that the triangle's facing up, mine's down, but I wasn't necessarily trying to make the all-seeing eye. Here I'm just doing some blending. Now for me, what I found when I'm doing my blending, some of my watercolor brushes do really well with that because they're very soft. So I've been using some of my watercolor brushes to blend, because some of my blender brushes are just too big when you're painting small. So here, the paint, this is like the next day, the paint was dry. get the new palette. Hey, my future videos, that glass table I'm painting on, I painted the back of it gray so that we can see the colors a little bit better, so that's going to be fun. So here I can do some glazing because the paint's somewhat dry. I am mixing in my paint a medium to help it dry faster, and kind of thickens the paint up. Now if you're using a liner brush and you're wanting to make very thin lines, you're going to want to use your paint thinner and get that paint watery, kind of like milk, and you can do some very thin lines, and that thin watery paint will stick to the thicker paint. Although if it's dry, you don't have to worry about that. Hey, also, here's some of my old watercolor paintings. This one is doing pretty well on YouTube. You should check it out. And there's that one. I got paint on my finger. And that one. This one, actually, I'm going to do another video on that. I'm going to outline this in pen, add some etching marks and stuff like that. I feel like it's missing something. And adding the pen will be really cool. I've been staring at it for months. So here's an example of making those thinner lines, and using the paint thinner. When I was working in the pupil here. Now I tried some things to get some skin texture. I have like a sea sponge, and dab that in white, and just kind of smudged it around, and then I got a blender brush and kind of blended out because it was a little too intense. I wanted to soften it up. Now here I am going with some pure white to lighten up the very lightest part of the eye. Darkening up the shadows here. This was a fun one. I enjoyed the process. I listened to a book of mine. Actually, I finished one up. Now here, sorry about that. I gotta move on. I'm using a stick to help keep my hand off the canvas, and I totally went blank. I forgot what that's called. Hey Alexa, what's that painting stick called?
Here's something I found on the web. According to blogspot.com, I grew up in Oregon and always called it pop.
Alright, that's totally not what I was asking. Oh man, I can't remember. Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Stick. I totally went blank on there. It's called a mall stick, and you can make one out of anything. Mine's actually an old fishing pole that broke, and I've just been using it for years. But it'll help steady your hand and keep your hand off the canvas. Now here I'm doing the eyelashes. Now this would be the very perfect example of using the liner brush and a lot of paint thinner. I can get those nice thin lines. Although, I need to find a way to make them even thinner. I'm not sure. I might need to find an even smaller liner brush. There, I'm signing my signature. I've been scratching it in, but since the paint's so light there, I had to sign it. I wanted to give the effect of some mascara. Like maybe this eye was crying. Some mascara was running. The title is Keep One Eye Open. Kind of makes you wonder what's going on, right? The mascara is going down. It's called Keep One Eye Open. Someone saw this. Actually, my cousin saw this and said when she saw this and read the title, she thought of the Metallica song. Like I said, Sleep With One Eye Open. Here's the final product, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to paint. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot of cool stuff. Stay safe out there. Practice social distancing. Dean, say bye, everybody. Oh, he doesn't want to. He's mad I woke him up. Anyway, like I said, please like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.